All right. We're live on StreamYard. What about YouTube? Come on, come on. There we go. We're live on YouTube. All right. Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It. On this glorious Wednesday afternoon or evening now. We've had some great weather here last few days. Shorts and short sleeves, been really warm. And tomorrow is meant to be up around 85. But they're saying we could get a nasty storm come through tomorrow night. High winds, you know, uh, thunder, hail, maybe a tornado, you know. But we have to see how it goes. But I think hopefully winter is over here. I mean we're still gonna have some cold mornings, but we're sort of averaging, mid 50s to 60s during the day. And as soon as it gets into April, we'll be up into the 70s. So, which is good. Anyway, let me into, let me see. Let me, oh, for the people that are here, just to mention, I want to say I'm doing a lot better this week than I was last week. I was telling New York Outcast that, oh man, I was in tears, and I didn't do anything special. I said I leant over my model railroad, stretched out about 4 feet, and picked the train up off the track. And when I came back up, oh man, I could. Oh, I was in agony. That's all I'm going to say. I was in agony. But I'm a lot better now, so there we go. So anyway, let me introduce my panelists so far tonight. We have the one and only New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Glad you're back in action, Rick. So, yeah, was wondering what got you. So, I
Yeah.
never guessed your train. So,
Yeah. Train
yeah.
only weighs a few ounces, you know?
Sometimes it goes that way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
Did I've woken up kinked up before. So, and then, had a
Yeah.
really tough emotional time dealing with it because I guess that just means I'm starting to get older. So I don't know,
Yeah.
crappy
Well, as
deal,
I said, I
but
got a bad back anyway, so
yeah,
it could
not
go
good.
anytime. So,
But yeah, glad you're back in action. Did the
yeah.
train survive? 'Cause you didn't tell me
Yes,
about
my
that.
train survived. I did not drop it.
Okay,
I
okay.
held on to it. Yeah. Tell me that's not true, G23. New York Outcast bought a Glock and threw his M&P in the trash. Tell me that's not true.
Well, clearly G23 fell off the wagon again. So
Oh,
you know, let's give our prayers for him and best wishes. But I'm sorry, folks. That's definitely a fabrication. But our buddy there, he's a good guy, so don't hold it against him.
okay. Sounds. Yeah. I think that either he is a dissatisfied Glock owner or he's a secret M&P gun owner. One of the two. You know.
Yeah, I think it might be a little of both. I mean,
Yeah.
since he's not in here, I'll do the honorable thing and talk about him a little bit. But yeah, I think he kind of fell in love with the MPs. Hates to admit it. So he may have something along those lines. I know he does still care for Glock, but he was very upset with what Glock did about the their politics in the past there recently. So
Ah,
Sorry, I'm
okay.
having a slight brain fart, but he got pretty upset with Glock. I mean, I think he was out there burning his membership card and crying and hollering at the wind. But so I really don't know where he stands, but you know,
Yeah.
if he wasn't in hiding, he might be able to pop in here and let us know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he wants to correct me. I don't know.
uh, uh, so, oh, hang on. In the chat, he's going. M&P is trash. You know. So I don't believe that. As you said, I think deep down he's an M&P lover as well. So I don't own a Glock either. I never really. I mean, I looked at them when I was looking for my very first firearm, but I didn't like the feel of it in my hand, and I never got one, and they've never really interested me. For the money you pay for them, you don't really get a lot of gun. You know, really. I mean, look at my. I mean, my M&P 380 Performance Center. You know, with the gold accents on it. I mean, that's a good looking gun. You know, it works well too, but it looks. I mean, not only does it work excellently, it looks fantastic. You know, you
Yep.
get the best of
That's
both
where I
worlds.
agree with it. I definitely agree with you on that, Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you know, and just for the record, G23 is one of them people that are like, an M&P is just a copy of a Glock. And so if that's true, then I don't know how he says it's, trash. But, you know, if he had a pair and hopped in, maybe he'd have something to say. But yeah, I agree. I think the M&P just does it with a little more class. That's all. Nothing. I personally say nothing wrong with a Glock other than it's ugly, but it works. And the
yeah.
price, because old
Hey,
man Glock, what he wanted them at half the cost that they are, so they were
yeah.
never meant to be inexpensive. They were like the high point back then, you know. Except, yeah, well, yeah, basically, except more functional.
Well, I was just going to say when you said it's a Glock and it works. Hey, a high point works too. Not much to look at, but it works. You know. G23 says he's M&P is just a copy of a Glock, and I'm working. That's what he's saying now in the chat. So yeah, but
He's
see,
got excuses. I see.
yeah, but you're right. If it's a copy of a Glock, how can it be trash?
If he loves Glock.
If Glocks are a good gun, you
It's
know.
not like M&Ps go down every third time you pull the trigger or something. I
Yeah,
mean, what's he complaining about,
yeah, I know.
Black guys. Yeah, black guys, I don't know.
Yeah, they're just
Something about it. I think it's the
they're just jealous
movies
of
or
the
the
sleek
club.
looks of
I
the
don't know.
M&P. You know. So anyway, moving on. Let's say who was in the room first tonight. Let's have a look. I didn't even go through that. Who was in? Ron 2A Matters. Then Raphael G23, and that's all that's showing up right now in the chat. It's moving along, but there must be some lurkers out there. I'm sure Two Live Moo is in the background there. So Springfield Armory hates your Second Amendment rights. Yeah, they have. They've done that. Yeah, but then again, I don't own a Springfield either. And what they did, what was it? Hell, It was back in 17 or 18, wasn't it, when they done that dirty in Illinois? You know, but but people seem to forget what Ruger did. What didn't didn't Smith and Wesson do something too at one time? And that why they got the key thing? They gave into that. I think
The
they got rid
Hillary
of the key
hole.
thing now. I think they got rid of it now, but for years they had that because they gave into pressure. So, but nobody, you know, nobody has stopped buying their firearms. Hey, I'm not sticking up for Springfield Armory, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna get one for doing something, then you got to do the same thing for all of them. You know, that's like anything, any. Uh, Unfortunately, there's more anti 2A companies out there. I'm not saying firearms. I'm saying in general. There's more anti 2A companies out there than there is pro 2A companies. So you're going to go through, I mean, how can I put it? Uh, you're going to buy merchandise sometimes off of somebody who you might not agree with that company's politics. Or do you try to do you cut your nose off to spite your face? I guess I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right. But do you know what I mean there, New York Outcast?
I think I get what you're saying. Um, I don't know. I guess for me initially, I didn't really look into all that when I started getting into guns or whatnot. So the politics. So I assume a lot of people are probably in the same boat, and they jump in, and as you go on, you hear horrible things, and
Yeah. I
you
mean,
don't want to take your guns out back and spank them. I mean, maybe you do, but you know what I mean. Is
I
it the
mean,
gun's fault? I, you already got it. So
yeah.
I don't know. And then relevant, how relevant is it something that happened last week? Was it 30 years ago? New management? Have they shown that they're different? There's probably different levels to it as well. How bad was it? Were they out there advocating for gun rights, or I mean, gun restrictions and stuff, or were they just kind of, you know, complying to some BS everybody's already complying? So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's different for everybody, but yeah, I think you can vote with your dollar. I do. I avoid a lot of stores, a lot of the membership stores, and there's places that I refuse to spend money for sporting goods and things like this.
Oh,
So
me
I,
too.
we all have a bit of it, probably. I mean, even if it comes down to you like, gas station A better than gas station B, for one reason or another. So, yeah. So I don't know. For me, life's probably a little more expensive and difficult shopping because I try to avoid Walmart. And as we know, Walmart wiped just about everything out, and the places besides Walmart are usually a little more money. So, I'm not a fan of Target either. So that's, doesn't leave a whole lot sometimes for things.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. I don't, yeah. That I mean, that is a tough one. But put it this way. I mean, I don't because I can't afford them personally. But take Levi jeans. They're anti-gunner. The people that own it. So if you've worn Levi's all your life, are you going to stop wearing them now? See, that's a decision that you have to make. I mean, I'm more likely where I'm going trying to say is I'm more likely buy stuff where if you look into the company's politics, you know, aren't gun friendly. Let's put it that way. You know, I tried. If somebody is blatantly doing it, like I mean, look at me. I'm a big old boy. But I tell you what, I will not eat. I will not eat Ben and Jerry's ice cream. You know, because I don't like their attitude.
You
You
can
know.
eat their ice cream now, Ray.
Oh, you can.
'Cause, yeah, they've been sold. So that's another thing. The same people don't own the company anymore. They sold it off. So
Yeah.
basically, they don't do what they did do prior. So to my
Yeah.
last knowledge. So because yeah, I was happy, celebrated, went out and bought a tub, and then cried at the price. So
Well, see,
that's just you
there you go.
get a whole half gallon for that shit, man. It's good
Yeah.
though. That
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cherry
I'm not saying it's
Garcia.
not, but
Oh my god. But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know for the longest, and then found out they were horrible. It was easier to stop eating it because of the price, and it's not like I ate it every week or something. But now you can, technically, politically, you can.
You can eat it and enjoy it, and
Right, right. I mean, except for the price.
except for the price. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So okay. All right, but I'm just saying that in general. You know, there's certain companies that I refuse to go in to. Oh hell, was it Dick's Sporting Goods?
Yep. Yeah,
I
I
won't go.
refuse to deal with them too.
You know, that kind of
They're
thing.
based out of here.
You know, but I'll go. But you don't use Walmart, but I do. You know what I'm saying? There's certain. You know, does that
Hmm.
make me what's the word, a hypocrite, or is that the word I'm looking for, or something else? Because I pick and choose
Well, I
who
don't
I.
know. I think Walmart's at a different level with you than it is with me. That's all. So
Yeah, yeah,
we got our own reasons. So I can't
yeah,
be mad at the world for not disliking everything I dislike. You know, to a point. I mean, when you're talking
yeah,
about like rape, murder, thing, you know what I mean. But when it comes to common things, you like vanilla, I like chocolate. We're supposed to kill each other. That's fine.
yeah. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move over to my shooting with disabilities section, and I mean we touched on these before, but I just thought I looked into it a little deeper or get more precise. Is what I asked. My question I asked the AI was uh, best way to sort of like, for lack of a better word, best way to steady yourself when shooting on uneven ground with a disability, basically. And what it came up with, you know, there, what it says is for a shooter with a disability on uneven ground. What made me come up with this was shooting over my friend's place. I mean, yes, he's got a shooting range in his backyard, but it ain't level. There's only one part that's level. Or if we shoot from the garage door from the back entrance, because you're on a level concrete floor, and when you step out and it, it's on a hill. His range. It's kind of like I don't know if anybody's seen, like Hickok 45. His range is going up the slope. That's basically what my friend's is. But it does. I mean, it goes up, then it levels out, then it goes up again. So if you go up to where it levels out, I can stand there and shoot no problem. But problem is, I can't stay there too long because unless I take a chair up there with me to sit on, or you know, or you know what I'm saying. I gotta have because I can't stand that. I can't stand for a long time shooting. It just doesn't work. You know, it just my back just starts giving out on me. First, it starts with the back of my legs start giving out on me. Then my back starts going. So anyway, so that's why I looked at this up. So and
Well, if you have the finances, they do sell what are they, like folding chairs, the pop up chairs that are a heavier grade for people that are heavier.
oh yeah, I
So
got
I
one.
haven't.
I
Okay,
got
I was
one.
gonna say I have no idea the cost, but something like that you could take out there and then shoot, sit
Yeah, well
down,
that's what I
rest a
normally
minute.
do because actually, actually talking about that, what in the hell did I do with it? Hey, did I ever take it out of the truck when it was totaled? Because it was in the back of the bed. And then we went over there and cleared it out. I don't remember taking it out of there. Ah, shit. I'm going to have to look now to see if I threw it in the shed outside. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's got me thinking
If
now
it's not
because
in the
I had a
shed,
nice one. You know,
maybe go back to the scene of the accident if it's not in the shed, because it's possible it's sitting there in the woods
yeah.
or side of the road. I don't know. If it's depending what it's made out, I don't know what condition it would be in
Oh,
now. But if it's
I don't
nylon
know
or
what,
something, you might be able to.
unless it got smashed up and I didn't notice it. But I mean, it was a nice chair. I mean, it it was sturdy. It held. It was rated to hold up to something like 900 pound or some shit. You know.
Damn.
So I knew what I was more worried about. It wasn't holding my weight in the actual seat itself. It was the amount of pressure I would put on it, getting myself up out of the chair. You know, because the because if all that weight's being pushed down on the handles, you know, it's got to be able to handle that pounds per square inch. You know that's happening. That's why I got it. It wasn't. It. I now I bought it. Oh shit! Years ago when I first got into shooting, and before the big C, when prices were a lot cheaper than they are today, I think it cost me less than $100. It was somewhere between $80 and $100 if I remember correctly. You know, I got it on a uh, where'd I get it from? I can't remember some. I got it off the. Where did I get it from? Sportsman's Guide or something like that. It was. I got a deal on it. It was on sale and everything else. So I have to check.
Well,
Damn, that's
another
bothering me
option
now. Where in the hell
for
is it?
that price, you guys might be able to make a little bench out there, customize the height, just do it out of 2x4s.
Oh
What,
yeah, yeah,
$3, $4 a piece. So less, pressure treated's better, but might be a little wet sitting on it. But anyway, yeah, you could probably build a little bench up in that area to sit on where it's not so low. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Easier to get out of, and water will run through it. Yeah, it might be damp. Worst come to worst, bring something to sit on. But something along those lines for the same price as that chair.
yeah, yeah,
Just an idea. Or if there's a tree nearby, timber, boom. The tree's decent size. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you can make furniture too, or even
Oh
out of a
yeah,
tree stump, a couple tree stumps. I've
yeah.
seen people make some cool ass chairs out of tree stumps.
Oh yeah. I mean, actually,
Another
that's
thing.
not a bad idea because I might actually, when I go over there tomorrow, I might say to him because right now he's going through his woods, getting all the down trees. He's cutting them up for firewood. You know, he's replenishing his stock for next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean
say we got a big one, cut this, a big chunk off towards the bottom. you know,
Yeah.
so I can use for like a seat, you
Drag
know.
it over there and prop it up so it don't roll when you sit
Yeah,
on it. Good to go.
he's got a tractor. He can get it over there. Yeah,
I mean, you're not really spending any damn money, and it'll
yeah.
last for longer than you probably. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, that chair is bugging me now. I wonder what happened to it. You know, I'm going to go look after the show. You know, see if I can find it outside in the shed. Damn, it must. I mean, if it's not there, then it must have got damaged. And because when we were emptying out the truck, I would have grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? So, because I like that chair, it was a good chair. Anyway, let's move. Let's move on to what I was starting to discuss anyway. But what it says here for a shooter with disabilities on uneven ground, the best way to steady yourself is by using adjustable shooting sticks, tripods or bipods, or a shooting bag to create a stable multi-point platform. No, excuse me. And when it goes down here, that's what it says there. Then it goes top stability equipment and techniques. Adjustable tripod shooting sticks. These are the most versatile for uneven ground, as each leg can be adjusted to different lengths. A tripod is better than a bipod because it offers more stability, you know. So it also says like when you're using a shooting stick, slightly angle the stick backwards towards you, for you can lean into it a little bit, and it will fit in your shoulder good too, and it will be able to help you and keep you steady. You know, I'm just reading what it says: shooting bags, wheelchair mounted rests. You know, if you got if you out there and you've got nothing else, but you got a sling on your rifle, a sling. You know, when you put it over and wrap your arm around it, it I mean, it will help you hold it steady. And the only thing is, you got to be careful of your balance. I'm more worried about my balance than actually holding the gun steady. So, because uneven ground, I do have issues with. That's I was talking about it today. You know, since I both hits were done. What the last one was that what 2019. Been what coming up? This would be the 5th year or 6th year with my latest tip, and I can walk, and I can walk but my good example is his yard. As I said, it's uphill, goes flat, then uphill again, but it's not an even uphill. It's you're walking up the side of a hill, so one foot's going to be higher than the other when you're going up and coming down. That's where I have trouble, you know. And so if I'm not standing squarely, I don't feel walking across a sidewalk or walking through a store. I don't I don't feel um, vulnerable. Is that the word? How we're looking at? But when I'm walking on uneven ground, that's the top of my mind is falling over. To be honest with you, is because I'm not steady on my feet on uneven ground. So but what I do have in I know my chair's not in there. I'm gonna look at it at the show, but I do have my my walking stick. It's almost as tall as a shooting stick, but I have a walking stick that I can take with me to walk when I'm walking on uneven ground. It makes me feel a little bit more secure because I have something to lean on to if I feel like I'm going to fall or something. You know. I don't know if that
Okay.
stick's going to be able to hold my weight if I start to go, but it makes me feel better. So
I
I
was
mean,
gonna
I'm just
recommend.
saying. I'm just. This is on my own personal thing I'm going on about here. Uh, and it also says here, you know, on uneven ground, uh, you're better off in a seated position. You know, because that make you, more stable and just like that. So, you know, stabilizing the body, keep the knees slightly bent to act as shock absorbers. Use a tripod prevents the need to hold the rifle up, thus reducing fatigue. And this kind of stuff, it's I said we've covered some of this already since I restarted this, but I just thought I'd go more into it. It's I mean, a good example is like my 308 behind me here. Don't look at my wall too much, guys. I was looking at that bookcase today. Damn, I got to work on that. That is a mess. Be honest with you, when I moved everything into here, I just threw everything on there, and I still haven't. And be honest with you, how long have I been in here now? A few months, and I still haven't. I've got that thing. I'll look at it and go, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. I always find something else to, but I got to sit there and do it and straighten that out, make it look better when you guys look when I got the camera on and you guys looking at me. But anyway, back to my 308. That's why I have to that's why I have to you know use it like it is now. I can't hold that thing now. I do rest. I do use a rifle stand, sort of gun stand, when I shoot my AR-15. But I can also hold it and shoot it. Hold it up like this and shoot it. But I can't do it with that 308. It's just way too heavy for me. I just don't have the upper strength anymore. Or I wouldn't say I don't have the strength because I can stew even though I got a bad back. I mean, like if I'm sitting, especially if I'm sitting, I can stew even in a sitting position. I can stew, lift something, sort of like if something is down the side here, I can lift it up quite a heavy weight without any issues, you know. But I guess it's not strength I'm losing; it's stamina. I don't have the stamina to stand there and hold that 308 up. My arms can't take it anymore. You know. Now, I mean, compared to the AR-15, you know, which only weighs what, a couple of pounds at most, I would say, three maybe. I mean that 308 that way I weighed it. It weighs over 12 pounds. You know, so
ARs are usually around 6, unless they're
oh, is it?
like really light or something heavy. But yeah, right around
Well,
the
well,
6
well,
pounds. So
yeah, well, yeah,
the
you're more likely right. I just feel it doesn't feel that heavy, so it feels light to me.
yeah, it's
But
probably half the weight to your 308. So
that 308, I can feel the weight on that 308. You know, even lifting it from out of my vehicle to where I'm going to go shoot. I go, God damn! I need a cart with some wheels on it to drag it along. So yeah, but it's not so much holding it. It's I just don't have the stamina to stand there and hold it for very long at all. I would imagine I maybe get one or two shots off with it, and I wouldn't be able to hold it anymore. Just standing there, you know, hold. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. So that's why I normally shoot it from a bench rest because it's let the bench carry the weight of it. So anyway, but I do have to stand up and shoot, and when I shoot my handgun, I will I start off standing, and so I try to get as much shooting done as I can standing before I sit my ass down in a chair or lean against something to keep shooting. Because I said my legs give out, then my back gives out, and you know, the gun snob. Uh, he's talking about I have the same problem. When I take a leak, it's just too heavy to hold for too long. That ain't what your wife told me, but anyway, there we go. So,
Uh, you could practice, at home. Uh, it sounds crazy, maybe, but hold it up and see how long you can hold it, and keep doing so. Sporadically throughout the day or whatever, and eventually, if you start using your muscles there, you might be able to hold it longer. You know. Um, not don't stress yourself, but that could also help. Besides, obviously, using a bench when possible, but like anything, if you can only do 2 push-ups, if you keep trying, eventually you'll be able to do some more. So,
hmm, yeah, yeah.
unless
So,
there's some medical reason you can't, but if it's just your stamina is one of them things that sneaks up on you. In a sense, it's because you may still even look in shape, but it's just how often do you push yourself? So you gotta even somebody fit could have stamina issues. So or somebody that appears fit. So even walking for long periods can help build your stamina, things like that. But I know you can't really do that. So um, but exerting yourself and pushing basically, but not to the point where you end up with big problems.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, so that's my issues with shooting with disabilities is that I still have them after all these years. But I said that's normally how I do it. I'll start shooting my handgun standing as long as I can, and I do move. I do try to get off the X or whatever you want to call it when I'm shooting. I can't do it fast because you know when it comes to uneven ground, I'm not so sure-footed. But I will move, and stuff when I practice. Not all, but but I'll do that as long as I can. Then I'll either lean against something or sit in a chair and carry on shooting. What I do. So to me, the sitting in the chair carry on shooting is to me. People say, why bother? Well, twofold. It will. I mean, it's not as bad as shooting in a car, but you're sitting when you're in a car, so it sort of will give you some sort of way I look at it. It's not the same thing as being inside a car, but it's mindset of sitting and shooting is what I'm trying to say. And it's the same with like sitting in my recliner. If somebody comes busting through the door, if I can just pick up I normally have a firearm within arm's reach of me, you know, and so if I can pick that up and shoot somebody coming through the door from my chair, you know, and shooting from the sitting position is definitely different from doing it from a standing position, you know. So that's the way I do it anyway. I said normally when I shoot the rifle, I'll do, especially the 308. I normally do it from a bench rest, you know. Occasionally, what I'll do, I mean, normally if I'm shooting the AR, I'm doing it from a bench press too. But I'll sit there and I'll hold it up and shoot it sometimes, until it gets too heavy for me. Then I'll start using a bench rest. So that, I mean, well, that's my thing on it. I don't know what anybody else. I don't know if anybody in here has issues like that, but that was mine. But if as I said, but back to this topic that I'm bringing back up, shooting with disabilities. If anybody's got anything they want to talk about, just let me know. You can either come on the show or you can send me some topics that you want to be brought up, and I'll do that too. You know, so just thought I'll throw that back out there in case anybody, is interested in doing that. And what else? Is there anything else you want to say about shooting with disabilities there, New York Outcast? Oh, we lost him. Oh, where is he gone? He's left me. Either something must have happened. Power cut, lost connection. Somebody came to the front door. But anyway, as I was saying, that that's what all I've got on shooting disabilities this week. Is I was just talking about how to keep your balance if you're on uneven ground and you're not very, you're not very steady on your feet. That was my main concern. You're back. Internet issues?
Yeah, sorry about that. All
That's
right,
all right.
connectivity crap. But yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got anything else you want to say about this topic before we move on? Or do you think we got it
Well, I
covered?
would I would add, you know, you have you have a walking stick, but also a cane would be an idea for uneven ground. Uh, may not look cool or whatever, but it does help. And it's
Oh, yeah.
better to not bust your ass than worry about what you look like in the woods. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
My, my
cane with a
actual my
real
actual
small
walking
end.
my actual walking stick has I think it's a 3 or 4 prong bottom to it, and
Okay.
it sort of moves with the ground, you know.
Uh,
So that's why I got it for, to help me out there.
yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that something like that would help. And also, if possible, I realize it may not be ideal for you, Rick, but I'd also encourage maybe even try. It sounds crazy, but shooting from the ground. You may have a hard time getting up, but um, you
yeah,
know, there could be situations where you get taken by surprise or whatever the case
yeah,
is, end up on the ground and have to defend yourself. So also you could act, pretend to have a heart attack and give you extra time to draw your gun
Oh, talking
for
about that,
something.
I don't think I mentioned it on here, but it was, I don't know, three. It was, at least 3 to 4 weeks ago. I had I was working on the model railroad and I was putting a new thing in it, and I was running. I drilled some wires. I drilled a hole, pushed some wires through it, and I wired it all up. Then something stopped working, and I'm thinking, what in the hell? And I'm looking, and I couldn't see anything. So, as I said, this is all to do with I actually slowly got on the ground, and that was I mean, I can get on the ground. It might take me a while, but I can get down there. Right? I got down there. Actually, even made sure I had my tools with me, my flashlight, and actually got on my back and slid under my table to have a look at the wiring. Because I do have a, before it was all done, when I did the wiring, I laid it on its side and done all the wiring. So I've got terminal bars underneath there and stuff where the wire is connecting to and everything else. And I thought maybe one of those wires, somehow I pulled one of those wires out or something. Anyway, I got underneath there, looked at it all. By the way, there wasn't a damn wire out of place. It was Stu Hogan. It was something totally different. I'll explain it to you in a minute. But anyway, I'm underneath there, check everything. I said, okay, I'm good to go. I crawled back out, and as I said, I have trouble getting up. I tried to use my recliner to get up, but mine's a rocking recliner, so it keeps moving on me. So every time I wanted to put weight on it to get myself up, it would tip forward and shit. I went, oh crap! I actually had to crawl from my, because my things in my living room. I had to crawl from my living room. It's all open plan, so my kitchen, it's one. The whole room is one big room. The kitchen's at one end, my living room's at the other. I had to crawl across the floor, get into the kitchen area, and grab hold of my refrigerator and a cupboard on the side there to pull myself up because I couldn't get up otherwise. I thought, oh, there was nobody home. It was only me here, you know. So I finally got it. But as it turns out, what I did on the wiring, it wasn't anything underneath. It was a wire that goes into the back of my power pack had come out. And that's what all the problem was. If I looked there first, you know, I wouldn't have had to go on the floor in the first place. But what I'm saying is, so getting down, I can do it. Getting up is my hard part. I mean, like if I say fall over out in the driveway here or something, I haven't fallen over in a long, long time outside. But I would have to crawl from where I am at least until I can get to the wall. And I might be able to get myself up by pushing myself up with the wall or something else or put my weight on the barbecue. I need that push to, once I can get a knee up, then normally I can get up there, you know. So see, that was another thing. When I had my hips done, is I shouldn't worry about it, but I'm always worried when I go from a, like I have so like I'm on my knee, I got my knee up underneath me, and I go push myself up. I'm always worried. Back to like I said with the chair, putting the pounds per square inch on the handles, is it going to hold? I'm always worried me putting all my weight on that knee or that leg and using my hip basically to pull myself up. Is that artificial hip gonna be able to handle the pounds per square inch I'm putting on it to get my fat ass up off the ground? That's always in my mind too, you know. Because be honest with you, I'm hoping that these hips will last me. You know, I'm hoping I don't outlive them, if you know what I'm saying. Because they don't last forever. You do have to get them. I've heard of people who've had them and then sort of 20, 25 years later, they've had to go in when they're in their 70s or 80s, had to go have them replaced again. I don't want to go through that. So anyway, that was my story of being on the floor. So I don't like falling over. You know, it's it's the getting up that's the hard part. You know, so there we go.
I
But,
kind of fell a couple days ago. Uh, Stepped on like I don't know. It's steps basically, but they're made out of blocks for indoor retaining wall, and
Okay. Yeah.
the block came right out. I was moving kind of quick, but the block came right out from underneath me, so it was kind of like spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
And I went down kind of sideways, caught myself on the wall, and jacked my wrist up for a couple days. But obviously, it doesn't sound as bad as your story, but it's rare that I go down too. I didn't actually go down, but saved it, but did kind of jack my wrist up. Not
Yeah.
horrible, but it's
Yeah.
it's there. Feels
Oh
funny.
yeah.
Try to be careful with it.
Yeah. I mean, like every time I get in and out of the shower, right? I do it slowly. I because when I'm lifting up one leg's off the ground, I just got one leg holding me up, and if I topple, I'm gone. So I even getting in and out of the shower, I have to be careful when I'm doing it because I could lose my balance. You know, that's pretty sad, really. But that's hey, that's
Well,
part of getting old. You know.
everybody should be more careful in the shower.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just depending on your shower and
Yeah.
setup. If you're taking a
Yeah.
shower in a tub with
But
curved edges, and
yeah.
yeah,
I,
so it can get risky. So,
yeah, I do have a handle inside my shower that I
mm,
can grab hold of to pull myself in, and hold on
yeah,
to
that's
it as I
good.
step
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I
You know?
recommend that as well because yeah, again, and that's I don't think it matters condition. It's just complacency. You jump in and out. You're not thinking about it. You slip
Yeah.
and boom,
Well, okay,
it
that's
can
it.
get bad quick.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm thinking of. It's as you said, complacency, and I have to think about what I'm
Hmm.
doing. It's if I don't get complacent getting in and out of the shower, because
Yeah.
you know when I do get complacent a few times, and I mean not because I'm unsteady, but like my foot will slip on the bottom of the bath on the shower or the bathtub or whatever. It will slip out from underneath me. Then I'll have to sort of like put my hand out and grab hold of the wall to hold myself up. You know, oh yeah, but there we
Yeah, it's
go.
usually how I get gotten. I guess it doesn't make sense, but in a way it does. It basically it's a stupid thing,
Yeah,
not thinking about it, running down the stairs, as I'm leaving for something and swoop and or whatever. It's always a dumb shit that takes you out, at least for
yeah,
me.
yeah. And a lot of things too. While we're talking about disabilities and stuff, is like if I drop something on the floor, I if I bend over to get it, I sort of have to do a sort of like a either hold on to something and do I call it the bobbing chicken. Is I sort of have to I normally put one of my legs out and I can bend over and pick whatever it is off the floor if I'm holding on to something. Or the other way I have to do it, it's kind of so is I can do it if there's nothing around me and I have to pick something up off the floor. Is I sort of spread my legs out as far as I can, then bend over to get it. But it's hard for me to do because of my back. So once I'm down there and I pick whatever it is up, I got to get up real slowly. Otherwise, it throws my back out. Don't get old. Is what I'm telling you guys. Don't get old or stay fit. Don't get big and fat like me. So that's all I'm saying. Take care of yourself. There's only one of you. You know, I mean, I used to think for years and years and years I was 6 foot tall and bulletproof, and you get hurt, and all that goes out the window. So there we go. Anyway, it's almost 8 o'clock. So I'm winding this up. I haven't eaten yet. And I can smell it now. Wish we could have smell-o-vision here. There's steak cooking. You know? So I'm having some steak, baked potato, and I think it's either corn or green beans, some vegetable we're having. So there we go. So anyway, got to do my quiz. Let me do my quiz. The drawing is what, next Wednesday? Yeah, the 1st of April. April Fool's Day. You know? And the question was real easy. And I've used it once before years ago. All I wanted is the date of the last U.S. cavalry versus Indian battle or Native American, whatever term you wish to use. I'm just reading what's written. It's day of the last U.S. cavalry versus Indian battle. I'll preface that was on record. There might have been some after this, but I doubt it. But I'm going with the date. Basically, if you find it on Google, it should match what I got here, then you're good to go. Email me at rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by next Wednesday, and you can be in for the drawing. All right. That's it. Have you got any last things you wish to say there, New York Outcast?
No, just have a great evening, everybody.
You're in your car.
Yep.
Were you heading down to pizza?
Heading to the store, and I was actually getting asked about dinner, and I was just saying steak right before you said steak. So.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, we might both be having steak tonight. So.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
But no, other than that, thanks for joining us. Stay safe and dangerous, and we'll catch you next week.
All right. Okay, with that, I want to say thank you all for showing up. I really do appreciate it. I said, if you got any topics you want to bring up with the Shooting with Disabilities, just drop me a line at the same email, rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com. Or if you want to be on the show, ask me that. If you don't have I'll send you a link to come on if you want. If you don't, if I can put you on my I call it my mailing list. You know, I think it's got about 19 or 20 names on it. I send emails out to every show with the link to join on here. So if any of you want to do that, just send me your email and I will add you to the list if that's what you want. Or I can send you a one-off link. You know, entirely up to you. So with that, I'm going to say I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So with that, good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.